Good afternoon. My name is Lisa Brewington, and I am the principal of Penn High School. On June 4th, the class of 2021 held a traditional graduation ceremony at the University of Delaware. Unfortunately, due to the threat of storms, namely lightning, we were not able to recognize our salutatorian, Jalyn, our valedictorian, Atinuke, Aliu, and our class president, Harman Bagga, during the ceremony. At this time, we would like to allow them to come to the podium to address the audience. Representing the class of 2021 is our salutatorian and valedictorian. First, we will hear from Atinuke Aliu, our class salutatorian.
Thank you. I'd like to begin by thanking God, my family and friends, as well as teachers, staff, and the music community. Thank you all for providing a high school experience that makes saying goodbye to Penn so hard, but not that hard. If you had asked me when I was a little kid what I wanted to be when I grew up, my honest response to you would have been Hannah Montana. If you had asked me that same question a year ago, you would have been met with a mild nervous breakdown as I realized college was approaching faster than I could make up my mind. If you ask today, as I'm sure many of us will hear in the near future, my response would be, it's not that deep. Because if things worked out the way I'd hoped they would many years ago, I'd be hiding a blonde wig under my cap ready for a concert at 6. But naturally, as I matured, my plans changed. I realized that my dream of being the pop superstar wasn't as ideal as it once seemed. As I grew and changed, and just as I'll continue to, so did my answer to that question I've been asked my whole life. What I want to do in the future isn't that deep, because my answer is, and probably will continue to be, tentative well into my adult life. But the important thing is, I'm okay with how I've ended up, even though it isn't exactly what I had hoped when I was 7. So what's to say the same won't be true if my hopes for today aren't fulfilled tomorrow? What does matter are my plans for the present, which as of right now consist of walking across the stage in the next 10 minutes without tripping. While it can be unnerving to embrace such an obscure future, I can't imagine that pursuing meaningful and fulfilling experiences would lure me in the wrong direction. Despite the inevitable curveballs that the world outside Penn's walls will throw at us, if we make choices that are right and true to ourselves, we'll all end up just fine. A wise person once told me, changing could be scary, but it's a part of growing up. It's how we find out who we are and who we're gonna be. That wise person was Hannah Montana, of course. I'm not saying to throw away your dreams of going to law school. Whatever your plans are, I wish you well and good luck. But don't be afraid to change your mind. It's all a part of the process. Thank you.
Thank you, Atinuke. And now I would like to introduce our class valedictorian, Jalyn.
Good afternoon, class of 2021. We are here, right now, about to accomplish what is one of the biggest challenges you will face. After today, we can all officially say that we have graduated high school. Not only did we do it, we did it through a pandemic. Let me say that again. We did it through a pandemic. My whole life, I've been lectured about how I don't know what it means to be hot, hungry, or cold. I can't wait to not have my own stories to constantly annoy my kids with, that they don't know what it's like to grow up in a pandemic. I like to think that COVID-19 was the world's way of asserting dominance. Us humans were starting to get too used to the same old way of things and began to take its stability for granted. I came into this world 17 years ago, and I have to admit for 16 of those years, I was comfortable, and I'm sure some of my classmates can relate. 2020 and 2021 were years of discomfort and change. Families were left jobless and hungry, schools were closed, and the world was shut down. Back in March of 2020, we were just starting what we thought was a 2-week vacation from school. Yet here we are wearing masks at our graduation, but nevertheless, our class of 2021 graduation. We're never going to get a redo on our senior year and have the normal prom or the normal graduation. In fact, many of our family members are currently watching this live stream. However, the abnormality of this year had allowed this to be a defining moment in our lives. This experience has taught us the importance of spending quality time with family and friends, as well as to appreciate even the smallest of moments. Today isn't just about celebrating us. It's about celebrating the students who couldn't join us for the commencement. It's about celebrating how capable we are of handling change. And lastly, it's about celebrating those who pushed us through and got us here. I would like to thank every teacher, principal, administrator, and counselor for the endless support and effort you put into our high school experience. Thank you for continuing to motivate us and being our unsung heroes. Thank you to our families, and specifically my parents, for providing me with the opportunity to be here right now and being with me every step of the way. With that being said, right now we're at one of the most important crossroads we'll meet in life. This is the beginning of each of our futures, and you are in complete control. None of us are destined for the same path, and it's very likely that we may never see each other again. Expect change, and always be willing to accept that change. Leave your comfort zone, and whatever you decide to make of your future, be great at it. Thank you.
At this time, I would like to introduce our senior class president, Harman Bagga, who will say a few words to his fellow classmates.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the graduation ceremony for William Penn's senior class of 2021. Before I begin, as the representative of the senior class, I would like to take a moment and thank my family, specifically my brother, all of my friends in the bodybuilder group chat, Mr. Phillips, and my academic teachers. Thank you, because without your help, I would not be on this stage today with my lengthy speech. And trust me, though it's not in front of everyone, I plan to take full advantage of my time on stage. I would also like to shout out all of the families of students, because without you, this major accomplishment would not be possible. What a school year. Fear, anger, regret. We didn't really know what COVID-19 was, how we could stay safe, or how long it would last. But through it all, it never fails to amaze me how quickly things can change. From having a normal school week prepping for the next Spanish test in Miss Busby's class, to going home on a cloudy day on the bus court in March, hugging a loved one tightly knowing that we won't see each other for a while. She told me that we would be lucky to get a few days off. And Mandeline, here we are a whole year later with just the beginnings of going back to normal. We won't get that back. The time. The time we had to have a normal senior year and make memories. The time that passed with us sitting behind a screen daily for hours a day thinking about the assignments due at 11:59. Or maybe even the time to see me simp in the hallways once more. And I'm sure everyone would love to stand in those packed hallways just to get caught in the hall suite because you're 2 seconds late to class. Who knows? Unwillingly or willingly, you choose what you want to do with that time that goes by. That goes for the parents, teachers, and everyone watching this from home as well. We never know what can happen or when something out of our control will happen. The class of 2021 knows that best. One factor in your life, big or small, can change the course of action for months and years to come. However, this works in our favor as well. My message for the senior class is that this is our moment in time. Live life the way you really want to. Do not be afraid to step outside of your comfort zone and make positive choices that you will remember for the rest of your life and beyond. Make sure that you dedicate your hearts, because in the end, it's all worth it. Do not limit yourself, and it is okay to mess up sometimes. Like Light Yagami once said, no matter what the situation, you can never win by solely defending. To win, you must attack. From the 2-week spring break to the year under restrictions, our lives completely switched on its head. Regardless of the situation, the clock does not stop. The only thing we truly own in life is time, actions, and memories. They can never be erased. We've made it this far and still got the chance to celebrate our senior year while persevering through one of the most challenging and odd years in recent history. There is no doubt that anyone sitting here today can reach their goals because you made it through and succeeded through events that have not happened in over 100 years. And I'm sure a handful of students and even parents here today will use the back in my day sentence that our parents and teachers have previously used. You know, the back in my day, we got school done during a pandemic. And with that being said, I know the class of 2021 can do anything they put their minds to, just as we succeeded through the pandemic. Personally, watching a lot of you guys grow has been incredible. There are a lot of truly gifted students in the audience and watching this from home, because I know that you can just be yourself and grow as you guys go on. Dedicate your hearts to your goals. I wish you guys nothing but the best in your journeys, and let the celebrations commence. We did it.
Thank you, Jalyn, Atinuke, and Harman. To each of you, I again extend my personal congratulations and wish every member of the class of 2021 good luck in their future endeavors. Thank you and have a wonderful afternoon.